Yo, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Wednesday, January 17th. Big slate today, a 10-game slate on this Wednesday. And before we get started going through each position, if you guys could drop a like on the video, I would really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would also really appreciate it if you would do that. And another thing, guys, if you are planning to play NFL DFS this Sunday, if you're going to be playing on the conference championship round, and making lineups for that 2-game slate, make sure you check out my NFL video. I uploaded it yesterday on Tuesday, giving some of my first looks and early thoughts on this week's 2-game NFL slate. So make sure you also check that video out and give it a like. I would really appreciate it. But looking at today's NBA slate, today's 10-game slate, starting off at point guard and looking at this position, we have some good options up top here. Russell Westbrook, 11,600 going up against the Lakers. Obviously, Westbrook's in a great spot, great matchup. He's expensive, though, and there are a lot of studs on this slate. If we just look at some of the available studs, we got Boogie for cheaper going up against Atlanta. Kevin Durant against the Bulls. Got Anthony Davis as well, 10-5 going up against Atlanta. Steph Curry, Giannis, all eligible on the slate or all available on the slate. Westbrook has a great matchup, like I said, but at his price tag near $12K, I don't think he's necessary. I don't think we have to jam him in. You're going to need at least 55, 60 DraftKings points from him to return value on the salary. Westbrook obviously can easily get there, but I just think there might be better options for cheaper that we can go to. A guy like Boogie Cousins is a guy that really stands out to me, just 10-8 against Atlanta, a really bad team against defending centers. But it does look like there's going to be a lot of value on the slate, at least I feel like there's going to be, which can allow us to probably play Westbrook. So as of now, if enough value opens up and I can fit Westbrook in, we'll be trying to do it, but definitely not. I'm not going to be forcing him in, especially not when he's near 12K. And under him, you got Curry going up against the Bulls. And I don't think I want to pay up for Curry when he's 10,400. Just don't really like that price tag. Think he's a little bit too expensive. So looking for other point guard options that we can go to on this mid tier if we're trying to save some salary and you don't want to pay up top. I really like this spot for Dennis Schroeder in this mid tier at 7,500. Going up against the Pelicans, I think this is a great matchup. Pelicans have struggled defensively defending the point guard. Schroeder has been playing well lately. He's been consistent his last 3 games, putting up 39, 54, 42 DraftKings points. He's shown a ceiling lately, which makes him a good tournament play, and he's shown consistency as well, to where I think you can target him in cash. I would say it's likely that Schroeder's able to pay off this price tag. Just given the $7,500 price, you really only need about 37, 38 DK points. And it's likely that Schroeder's able to get there with upside for more. So all around, just in that mid-tier, Dennis Schroeder as a cash play, a tournament play, just really like him on this slate if you're going to that 7K price range. You got good options around him like Kemba at home against Washington if you want to play Kyle Lowry, even Dragic, but Schroeder is definitely the guy I like there at 7,500. And then looking in the 6K range, options that we can go to here are the 6K, 5K range. I think Jamal Murray against the Clippers is definitely a guy we can target here. The Clippers have not been good defensively against the point guard ever since they lost Patrick Beverley. And Murray has been seeing a lot of minutes lately. Moutier has been getting hardly any minutes. And that's something we like to see. And with Jamal Murray's price tag under 6K, just 5,700, if he's going to be playing 30, 35 minutes against this Clippers team, I think it's very likely he's able to pay off that price. So in that 5K range, if you're looking for sort of a salary saver, I think point guard might be a position we can find some value plays today. Jamal Murray looks like a good cheap option. Just 5,700 that we can definitely go to. We do have a lot of good options that are 5K and under that I'm about to talk about. Just above 5K at 5,100, you got De'Aaron Fox going up against the Jazz. Not the best matchup. We know the Jazz, they're a solid defensive team. They do play at a slow pace. But the Kings, just in general, that team, that's a team we're going to be targeting for value pretty much the rest of the year. If we just look at their roster, their coach has already come out and said that they're going to be resting veterans the rest of the way, and they're going to be getting their younger guys more minutes. So this Kings team, looking through their just the players on that team, this is definitely a team we're going to be targeting for value. Guys like De'Aaron Fox, Bogdanovich, Scalabrine, Kufas, even Buddy Hield. These guys are going to be looking at increased minutes since they plan on playing their younger guys more. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that, keeping an eye on the Kings situation. Might be a little bit of a gold mine for value. Since these young guys are going to be looking to get more minutes the rest of the season. And a lot of the guys in that or on that team are very, very cheap, could be good value plays. De'Aaron Fox being one of them at just 5,100. He's been playing really well lately, so I think he's a good play in that 5K range. And then 5K and under, right now, the value play that I really see here that stands out to me is definitely Jordan Clarkson at 4,800. Now, as I'm recording this video on Tuesday night, it looks like Lonzo Ball is not going to play today, which is going to open up minutes for Jordan Clarkson, going to open up minutes for Tyler Ennis, who I'll talk about in a second. I think both of those guys make sense as value plays, but very concerning that Clarkson has not been seeing hardly any minutes lately. We saw earlier in the year, even when Lonzo was healthy, Clarkson was still getting a solid amount of minutes off the bench, like mid-20s in minutes. Lately, he's only been seeing like low teens, which does scare me a bit, but if Lonzo's going to be out, those minutes are going to have to go somewhere. Clarkson should be able to pick up some of those minutes, and especially when he's priced under 5K, definitely like him as a cheap value option that we can go to. Then obviously the other value guy I want to mention is Tyler Ennis at 3,700. There's a good chance he's going to move into the starting lineup with Lonzo out, or with Lonzo expected to miss. And he's also very cheap as well, under 4K. If he's going to play anywhere from 25 to close to 30 minutes, he can definitely pay off this price tag. So like Tyler Ennis, like Jordan Clarkson, as cheap options that we can go to at point guard, with Lonzo unlikely to play today. But yeah, guys, what I'm seeing at point guard, at least quickly looking at this position, those are some options that really stand out to me. So moving on to shooting guard, and looking at shooting guard today, looking at plays that I haven't already talked about. You got some plays up top here, but a lot of these guys are kind of in tough matchups. Lou Williams, he's been red hot lately, but tough spot for him. Denver, really good defensively against the shooting guard. Gary Harris, a solid defender. Not sure if I want to pay up for Lou Will on this slate. Same with DeMar DeRozan. He's going to see plenty of Avery Bradley, which scares me a bit as well. I think we can look to the mid-range at shooting guard and find some plays in this mid-tier that we like. Someone like Gary Harris at just 6K is definitely an option that stands out to me against the Clippers. Like I said, the Clippers' defense has not been good. Once they lost Patrick Beverley, their backcourt defense hasn't been that great. And Gary Harris is a guy I always like to target. You just look at the minutes. He plays a ton of minutes every night, 36, 35, 37, 30 minutes in the last 4 games. He's usually pretty consistent. Will get you at least 25 to 30 DK points. Has a very high floor. Also has somewhat of a ceiling as well. Can get you 40 to 45. So in tournaments, like Gary Harris today, like him in cash as well. He has all around has a good high floor that you want in cash games, and he has a sort of a ceiling for tournaments to where he can get 6, 7x on this price. So Gary Harris in that mid-range. A guy like Jamal Murray, also his teammate, also eligible as shooting guard as well if you want to play him as shooting guard. And then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is another guy I think we can go to in that mid-range. With Lonzo out, that should open up a few more minutes for KCP. He's been seeing high minutes all around just all year, but with Lonzo out, the minutes should increase even more. His last 4 games, he's played 33, 32, 41, and 33 minutes. Production kind of been inconsistent, but he is coming off a 45 DraftKings point game against Memphis. And with Roberson still out, OKC's defense against the shooting guard, their defense all around has not been that great lately. So I think we can go to KCP in that mid-tier, that 5K range. I think he's a good option at 5,600. And then looking for the value plays at shooting guard, the options that are sub 5K that we can go to. You obviously have Jordan Clarkson eligible at this position. You got the Kings guys. Buddy Hield could be a value play with them expecting to get their younger guys more minutes. You could go to Josh Hart at 4,100. He could see an increase in minutes with Lonzo out, but I think I prefer Ennis for cheaper or just get up to Jordan Clarkson. So I'm not sure if I want to go to him in that, just where he's priced at that range, kind of sandwiched in between them. Really the shooting guard plays that stand out to me for value are plays that I've already mentioned. Guys that talked about back at point guard that are eligible as shooting guard. So moving on to small forward. Looking at this position, got some studs up top here. Got KD and Jonas, both going on this slate. I'm not sure if either one of these studs are guys I'm trying to force in. I think there are other studs that I like on this slate. KD just seems a little bit too overpriced at 10.6. Giannis has a nice price at 10.3, but he's kind of in a tough spot against Miami. They're solid defensively against a small forward, Josh Richardson, a really good defender. And I just feel like we have better stud plays, like better guys in the 10K range that we can go to. Kawhi Leonard's also kind of priced up there at 8,700, but I don't think I want to go to him since he's priced that high. This is a great matchup against Brooklyn, but when he's almost 9K, you need almost 40 to 45 DraftKings points from him. He can get there, but it's a 10-game slate. I don't think we have to pay for Kawhi Leonard at this price. Just think there are better options available. So looking for other small forward plays that we can go to. Don't really see a lot of options in this mid-tier that I'm just absolutely in love with. At least plays that really stand out to me. Just guys like Kuzma, Hardaway, Porter, Bazemore. I don't think these are guys I'm really jamming in today. I think Trey Lyles could definitely be a play in this mid-range at 5,500. The Nuggets did come out and say on Tuesday that they were going to make some changes to their starting lineup. I haven't seen any changes yet as I'm recording this Tuesday night. So Lyles at 5,500 as a mid-tier play. Definitely like him as small forward if you're going to that 5K price range. And then if you're trying to find value at this position and we're looking to go cheap here, not a lot of options I see that are sub 5K that absolutely stand out to me as being great plays. It's always hard to find value the night before. I've said that multiple times. These are always my first looks of the slate, just kind of try and find the value plays that I see. Guys like TYRONE Wallace could be plays, but he's priced up to 4,600. He's still been seeing nice minutes lately. He's been playing 30 minutes a night almost. This isn't the best matchup against Denver. They're solid defensively against the shooting guard, which is the position Wallace plays. But at 4,600, he could still pay off this price tag. You want about 25-ish DK points from him, somewhere in that range, 24, 25. Wallace can get there. So if you're needing a value play, he's a guy that I do see that could be an option. 4,600. You obviously have Buddy Hield at that same price, who could be looking at increased minutes. And I know Marvin Williams lately has been playing really well. He's priced down to just 4,300. He's been playing well, like I said, his last 3 games, putting up 31, 34, and 30 DraftKings points. Pretty consistent minutes. He's seen high 20s in minutes, 27, 28, 29 minutes his last 3 games. So if you want to go to him at 4,300 as another value option, he's a guy that I see right now. Marvin Williams and TYRONE Wallace is small forward for guys that are sub 5K. Those are the value plays I really like at this position. So moving on to power forward, and talking about power forward today, I think this is a position we do want to pay up at. You got Boogie up top here, also have Anthony Davis. Both guys are in great spots going up against the Hawks, a very bad team at defending bigs. Right now, as I'm recording this video on Tuesday night, the Pelicans are playing, and Anthony Davis got off to a really hot start. He's been playing really well lately just in general. I usually prefer Boogie over AD when they're priced so similarly, and I think that is the case today. If I have to pick one of these guys to pay up for, just love this spot for DeMarcus Cousins. The Hawks have not been good defensively against the center ever since they lost Dwight Howard. Boogie played well against this team, had a solid game against them earlier this year. In 35 minutes against the Hawks, he put up 58 DraftKings points, 22 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists. So all around solid game. Boogie's a great play in cash games and tournaments. He has a high floor, high ceiling, can get the job done. So love him on this slate as a stud that we can pay up for. I think him and Westbrook are probably my 2 favorite options that are 10K and above. You could include Anthony Davis in that range as well. But right now, since I like DeMarcus Cousins so much, I prefer him over Anthony Davis. He's an option I'm really trying to pay up for today. Just given the matchup, I think Boogie has a really nice game today. And then looking for other power forwards that we can go to. In this mid-range, I see some good plays here. Derrick Favors at 6,400 going up against the Kings. I like this spot for Derrick Favors. The Kings are not good at defending bigs. Favors has been consistent lately, giving you a pretty high floor and somewhat of a ceiling as well. But mainly cash games, that's where I like Derrick Favors today just because he's been so consistent. His last 4 games, 34, 28, 23, 33 DraftKings points. At 6,400, if you're playing him in cash, I'd say you want about 32, 33 DK points. And Favors has pretty much been getting close to that just about every game, it seems like. So at 6,400 as a mid-tier play at power forward, I definitely think he makes sense there. LAURI Markkanen in tournaments, like this spot for him at 6,300 going up against the Warriors. You obviously have to worry about this game blowing out. But if it does stay close, LAURI Markkanen could have a really nice game today. He's been playing really well lately, just his last few games. 31, 58, 35, and 36 DraftKings points. Been very consistent. Shown a high floor. Has also shown a ceiling as well. And the Bulls are going to be playing up in pace here, going up against the Warriors. So in tournaments, I love this spot for LAURI Markkanen. I prefer Favors in cash. I think Favors is probably the more optimal play there. But Markkanen in tournaments, if that Golden State if that Golden State Chicago game stays close, Markkanen could be one of the reasons why, and he could have a really nice game today. So I think he's a good play in that 6K price range. And then if we're trying to find value at power forward, we need to save some salary here. Jordan Bell could be a good value play today at 4,500, going up against the Bulls. As I'm recording this video Tuesday night, Draymond Green is questionable for this game. If he does miss, Jordan Bell should move into the starting lineup. And this is sort of a revenge spot for him. I believe the Bulls did trade him, or they just let him go. That was one of the reasons why Jordan Bell landed with the Warriors, because the Bulls kind of let him go, or they gave him up for cash or something. I can't remember what it was. But you kind of saw that in the one game against the Bulls this year. He played 26 minutes and put up 36 DraftKings points. So at 4,500 as a cheap value play, if Draymond Green is out today, that does open up Bell as a cheap option that we can go to. You obviously have the Kings guys like Scal, who could be a play with them resting their veterans. Could go to Scal if we needed to save money at power forward. You also got Marvin Williams there at 4,300. Those are some of the value plays I really see at power forward, at least options that really stand out to me. So moving on to center, Looking at center today, you have Boogie and AD up top here, who I think both of them great plays on this slate if you can fit them in. Boogie being my favorite over Anthony Davis. But looking at other center options that we can go to if we need to save a little bit of salary off those expensive guys. If I'm not paying up for Boogie or AD at this position, I doubt I'm going to go to this 8K range. You got Jokic here, Drummond here, 8,800, 8,900, but at their price tags, just don't think I'm going to be saving or taking the discount off of them. If I'm going to pay that much for a center, I'll probably just get up to Davis or DeMarcus Cousins. So maybe looking in the 7K range, in the 6K range if we want to go here for options. Just looking at this mid-tier, the plays that really stand out to me here, you got Derrick Favors here, who I talked about earlier. Steven Adams is in a good spot against the Lakers, but at 6,500, you're going to need about 34, 35 DK points from him to return value. He can definitely get there. He did put up 30 DK points in only 26 minutes against the Lakers, but I'm not sure if I want to go to him at his price tag with the increase in price. I think center, if you're not paying up for Boogie or AD, you can definitely find cheap guys sub 6K in this 5K, 4K range we'll talk about. One guy in this 5K range that I really like today is definitely Jonas Valanciunas at 5,200, going up against Detroit, going up against Andre Drummond. I think this is a spot where we see Valanciunas get 20 plus minutes, 20, 25 minutes. When this guy gets minutes, he can crush, he can put up big fantasy games. He's a great tournament play. Anytime we can project him for mid-20s in minutes, and I think that is the case today. They're going to need a big body on Drummond. They're going to need a guy with size, and that is Valanciunas. So if you are looking for a salary saver at center, especially for tournaments, really like Jonas Valanciunas today at 5,200. A guy that has a lot of upside today. And then sub 5K, looking for value at center. You got Montrezl Harrell at center, you got him eligible at center. He's also power forward eligible. He's been really consistent lately, just his last few games. He's seen consistent minutes. And he's been playing well, 22, 33, 31, 23 DraftKings points his last 4 games. And the price tag hasn't really caught up to the production. He's still only 4,500, and at this price, you really only need about 23, 24 DK points from Harrell to return value. And he's been getting that with upside for more. So if you want to play Harrell at center, he's also power forward eligible. Like I said, I think he is a good value play, sub 5K, just 4,500. He's really the value play I see that stands out to me. We could go back to Willie Reed if DeAndre Jordan misses today. It looks like he is expected to miss. But definitely concerning that Willie Reed only played 10 minutes in their last game against Houston with DJ out. So I don't think we really need to take that risk on a 10-game slate. I'm sure better value is going to open up as the day goes on. So I think that's pretty much it for center today, guys. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. If you haven't clicked the like button yet, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. If you have any questions about the slate or you just need to ask me something, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or just leave a comment down below. If you don't have Twitter, you can just leave a comment down in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching and good luck tonight, guys. Peace.